What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. This time I'm reviewing Ryan Coogler's Sinners. First of all, it's hard to believe that this is only Ryan Coogler's fifth film that he directed. He's done a lot with such a short, resume. Because it feels like, yeah, he's done mad movies. He's produced several movies and projects, but this is like, oh, this is only his fifth directorial joint, and he wrote this one as well. He did Fruitvale Station. That's when he got on everybody's radar, and he was young when he did that. And then he did Creed, and then it was like, yo, man, Black Panther. And then, once Marvel gets you, you ain't really got a lot of time to go off to the side. And then he had the huge task to direct Wakanda Forever, given the tragedy of, losing Chadwick Boseman and that changing everything within real life and within the art. I thought he did an amazing job for what you could in a situation like that. And now he's back with Sinners, and he wrote and directed this film. And this film, it blends a lot of different genres into one movie. It's a vampire movie. It's a period piece. It's about music, spirituality, the evils within and without. It's all about bonds, family, friends. It's so many different themes in here. And a lot of people just gonna write it off as like, it's like From Dusk Till Dawn. No, it's not. Once you see like vampires and like, a juke joint, maybe you're like, yeah, From Dusk Till Dawn, right? No. I get why you bring up From Dusk Till Dawn, because it's like vampires in one place, but no. Once you watch the film, you'll see, oh, these two aren't alike. And one thing I'll say about From Dusk Till Dawn, I feel like that was always two movies in one. Like the first half of the film was just like, a heist, caper, criminals on the run. I feel like the first half was amazing. And then the second half is pure, ridiculous, like B-movie, crazy horror. It was just like, whoa! It was like a complete shift. This movie, when it hits the fan, it's not a complete shift like that. Let me tell you what the movie's about without spoiling anything. Smoke and Stack are twin brothers who return to Mississippi in 1932 to open a juke joint. They are former soldiers, and now they worked in Chicago. They was in the streets in Chicago in the 30s. Prohibition was popping. Al Capone and them was probably out there. Side note, I'm from Chicago. Al Capone was heavy in Chicago. I went past his old crib while I was there recently, That's neither here nor there. It's on 72nd and Prairie if you're ever in Chicago, and it's still standing. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So they come back down to Mississippi, and they want to open a juke joint. They require the talents of their young cousin, who's a musician down there. And it's like, yo, man, we want you to play at our little spot, And he's at odds with his father, who is a pastor of a church. So it's like, yo, man, you keep playing around with that sin music, man, the devil gonna come. You know what I'm saying? So he's at odds with his dad on, how I was back in the day for a lot of black artists. If you look at any black artists, pretty much from the 20s and 30s on up throughout the 60s and 70s, they start off in the church as musicians, and then they go into that sin music, as some call it, deep in the church. So you got that whole dynamic at play. And as they go back to this small town, they encounter like old friends, old relationships. You have Mary, who, grew up with the twins and also had a relationship with one of the twins named Stack. And then you have Annie, who, Smoke has a relationship with, kind of an estranged wife situation. So you got these coming together. You got Delroy Lindo as a Delta Slim, who's a talented harmonica blues musician, and they're like, yo, man, we want you to do the juke joint. So they spend the first half of the film setting up a little backstory, the agenda, getting everything together, and then they want to do this juke joint right. And then you got the vampire element. It's just like, all right, you got Remick, who is a vampire, and vampires ruin the party. I don't know if you know vampires. They look like they like the party, but they can ruin it as well. Matter of fact, they'll party with you and then bite your neck at the end of the night. Or during the same night, mid-dance floor. You never know what vampires are going to do. Sometimes they kill you, sometimes they recruit you. You never know with the vampires. And so The party is just all hell breaks loose. And that's essentially what the film is about without giving away too much. Michael B. Jordan playing twin roles. Now, I just recently watched Robert De Niro play dual roles in, I forget the name of the film. It's directed by Barry Levinson. Alto Nights. He plays two different mobsters. They're not brothers. They're not twins. But I don't know why he chose to do both roles himself. But a lot of times I would just lose track of who was who. And the movie was boring. I'm going to just be honest with you. I didn't do a full review on it, but that movie's boring. That's probably why it didn't do well at the box office, because it was dry. I was in that movie theater. I was just like, I am bored. And I said that out loud. Nobody in the theater. I was the only one in that theater. Literally, it was just me. I don't know if you ever been completely alone in the movie theater. It's kind of creepy, a little bit, especially when you sit in the middle, where you just like, all right, man. Like, I couldn't watch a scary movie in the theater alone, because who? Oh, all right. I need to be able to see everything all at once. Michael B. Jordan in the twin roles. A lot of times that technique can be distracting from what you're watching, because you're thinking about, oh, dual role. And you think about that the whole time rather than just looking at them as characters and paying attention to the character development and how they do it. But I honestly just forgot. Of course, you know it's him, but it just didn't matter. It was just like, all right, that's Smoke and that's Stack. And it was like, I could tell the difference between the two because their personalities were different enough to where it was just like, all right, I believe them as twins. And I feel like that's very important. They had different personalities, but it wasn't like over the top different, you know what I mean? And so I feel like that's more of a challenge when you have the subtle differences. You're the same actor, you're playing two different characters, but the differences are subtle to where, and you believe they're two different people, and they're twins. So twins are gonna move similarly. They're brothers, so it's like they're gonna have similar qualities. I just thought he did a phenomenal job in that role. The ensemble cast was fantastic. Delroy Lindo was always good. Wunmi Musaku was fantastic. Her skin tone is just... Haley Steinfeld. Is it Steinfeld? Steinfeld. She was good as well. It was like, because a lot of times I see her as one of the kids. Like she's the kids to me. Like every time I see her, she just has like a baby face quality. But now I feel like, okay, she's coming into her own as a woman. I don't even know how old she is. Let me look at her right now on camera. But I'd be like, man, are you old enough to be in the juke joint? What you doing? Ain't nobody checking ID. But she was born in '96, so she grown. But this was a good, because I haven't seen everything that she's done, but her in this role was very good. In the history that they have and the storylines and the underlying themes with depression in the South, racism, spirituality and music, how all of these come together and the choices that they make. It's all about the choices that people tend to make in terms of what line do you want to walk on? What freedoms do you want? Do you want to be free but also with your back against struggle and hard times? Or do you want to be completely free but you lose yourself, you lose your humanity at the same time? So all of these things are played within the movie to give it like a rich backdrop. And they did a great job in the first half of the film of character development. So now whatever happens when all hell breaks loose, we care about what happens to the characters when it all goes down. So, and then you got a newcomer named Miles Cadden, plays Sammy. He plays the younger cousin, phenomenal musician. He did his thing, man. He's going against, veterans here. And I feel like he really did a good job. I was like, this is his introduction? Okay. And it's good to see Saul Williams as his father, who's a preacher as well. Ryan Coogler's eye and like the visual aspect. I saw it in IMAX 70 millimeter. And, because he's really pushing like, yo, we shot this with IMAX cameras. These are heavy-ass cameras, so go see it the way it was meant to be seen. And I just admire that, you know what I'm saying? I admire these filmmakers that are taking the craft very seriously. Ryan Coogler, Christopher Nolan. It's like they're not cutting corners, man. They want you in these theaters to see these movies how they were meant to be seen. Enough of that watching stuff at home, man. Get your ass outside, put your booty cheeks on the seats, and go see these movies in theaters. I know you're busy. I know life is lifing, but forget all that, man. Because if you don't go, then Movie theaters is gonna dry up, and it's gonna be like the video stores. They're gonna be gone. And I don't like watching stuff at home. There's too many distractions. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna get up to pee 8 times because I drink a lot of water. I'm gonna get on my phone. I'm gonna do stuff. I'm gonna go feed the cats. Come back. Wait, what was said? I'm gonna rewind it. Dip back out. If you watch it with somebody, they're gonna fall asleep. They gonna be, wait, what happened? Rewinding. Oh man, you fell asleep. You didn't see that? Oh wait, take it back. They gonna keep recovering, and then both of y'all gonna fall asleep, and then one gonna wake back up and keep it going. And then you be like, why you ain't stop it and wait for me? Movie theater, you gotta sit there and take it, or you gonna miss the bus. And I like that urgency. Man, but forget all that. You wanna know the smooth jazz review of Sinners? Well, here it is. Oh yeah, I'm giving Sinners 4.5 saxophones out of 5. I really ain't got nothing bad to say. The more I think about the movie, the more I realize, yo, that movie was really dope. And there's a scene at the end of the film. It's just, I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna give it away, but it made my heart happy. Also, there are post-credit scenes. Apparently, there's 2. I didn't see the second post-credit. I saw the first post-credit. I was like, this ain't Marvel. I know it's Ryan Coogler, but this ain't Marvel. So I left after the first post-credit. And the first post-credit is good. So I missed another one. So I'm going to go back and watch it. I'm going to watch it twice in theaters. And you should check it out at least once, man. At least once. Go see Sinners, man. And ask yourself this. If a vampire offered you something, you going to take it? You want that immortal life? Or you going to be like, nah, I'll tough it out? Or do you want to see it all? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll be like, how long you been alive? Since when? You been around since the 1700s? That was fun to you? You was around during the musty days. The musty days when everybody was musty? You was around then? You was musty, wasn't you? Because I feel like deodorant wasn't cracking back. Because I heard about the old West and like Europe. Europe was just disgusting back in the day. You was musty? Nah, man, hell no. All right, peeps, that's my review of Sinners. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comments section below. Also, I want to know your favorite vampire films. Even though this feels more than just a simple vampire movie, we got to throw those in the conversation. What are your top 3 vampire movies? And I'll do you one better. Give me your vampire movies that add something more to the story. Meaning like Sinners is one that has a deeper story than merely vampires. I feel like another vampire movie in that vein is Let the Right One In, where it was a vampire movie, but it also wasn't, but it was. But let me know your favorite 3 vampire joints in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.